Hey, what's up? This is Soulshine Reviews, and today I would like to talk about Soen's seventh studio album, Reliance. Yeah, I was very much looking forward to this album because their last studio album, Memorial, was a big letdown for me. Overall, I think Soen is a great band. It's a Swedish, I would call them melodic prog metal band. I don't know. It is definitely progressive metal, I think, but they have a lot of ballady sounding songs, very melodic, but still very heavy. So I definitely think you can call them progressive metal. I first learned about them through Cover Killer Nation, which is a retired YouTube reviewer. He talked about their 2019 album Lotus, which I thought was absolutely amazing when I first checked it out. I then went back to their catalog, checked out Lycaea from 2017, Tellurian from 2014, which are, I think, both also amazing albums. I don't really enjoy their debut too much, or haven't really listened to it too much, but I just felt like these albums didn't really sound like anybody else. There are definitely other great melodic or progressive metal bands that have melodic touches, but I think the vocalist also has a very distinctive voice. And yeah, I didn't really know what to compare it to, so I felt like they have their own sound, and I always like when bands do that. And I think they got very popular with Lotus, or is their most successful album. On Rager Music is also their highest rated album, and I think they kind of realized the success that they have, and then put out Imperial in 2021, which is still a great record in my opinion, but it sees the band like going for song structures that feel like a bit more radio friendly, if you could call it that. Still very heavy songs, such as Antagonist or Lumerian. I think Monarch is also another great one. Illusion is an absolutely amazing ballad with one of my favorite solos of all time, so definitely check that one out. But it still didn't really feel like the right next step in the evolution of the band. It just felt like they saw they have success with a certain sound, with a certain model, and then they went for that sound. And I don't blame them at all for that. But I feel like albums such as Lotus or Lycaea have a lot more interesting or distinctive, consistent sound and better songwriting for me. But I still very much enjoyed Imperial, and it probably was my most listened to album by them when it came out, because I listened. It was the first album that I heard when it came out. So then Memorial in 2023 was a big disappointment for me. I honestly don't remember any songs from this album. Even though I listened to all the singles, I listened to the album. I just was very disappointed. Didn't really have any songs that stuck with me. It just felt like a light version of Imperial, which felt like a light version of Lotus. So yeah, it is also not very highly rated by amongst their fans. So I think you can see it there. So I was definitely curious to see where the band goes next, and definitely hoping that they would embrace more their heavier side and embrace more progressive song structures. So yeah, I don't really think that happened with Reliance, which was released on January 16th. I very much enjoyed their first or second single, Primal, which is the opening song on the album, 4 minutes 34, which opens with like this absolutely crushing breakdown riff and has an amazing chorus. I feel like this is the perfect opening song. It is the perfect Soen song. It has everything that I want in a Soen song. So I was very much optimistic for their album cycle. They then also released I don't know which was the other single, maybe Mercenary. They also released Indifferent, which is more of a ballad, which is fine, but doesn't really leave too much of an impression on me. And I don't really think I'm gonna listen to that one too much more often. But with this record, the problem that I have, and it's probably the same problem I have with their last two albums, that there are just so many songs, even though there are only 10 songs on the album with 43 minutes, which is absolutely fine. But there are so many songs that I listen to and they don't leave any impression on me. It just feels like a more stripped back version of a band that I like, or like a band trying to be Soen, but I just enjoyed their more complex or longer song structures. I still think the vocals are great, I still think the riffs are great, very melodic choruses that you can sing along to, but I feel like there are too many songs that I listen to and I just forget them. There are many times I listened to this album and I was finished and I thought about putting it on again. Then I listened to Primal, which is an absolute banger for me, which is probably gonna be one of my favorite songs from the year, even though it was released last year. But then I just found myself like just nodding along, not really paying too much attention, because there isn't too much that needs my attention. So I feel like Soen definitely needs to reinvent themselves for me to enjoy them as much as I enjoyed them with their first albums. I think it is fine if an artist finds their sound and just embraces that sound. Many bands do that. Bands such as Amorphis in this more progressive or melodic death metal style. But I feel like bands such as Amorphis put out more quality songs. And I've also read a lot that you can interchange, like for these last three albums, you can interchange the songs and don't really hear a difference, and I actually agree with that. I think most of these songs on this new album I can just put it in the same pot as Memorial and some songs from Imperial, but overall I still enjoyed Imperial a lot more because I feel like the songs left more impression on me. I feel like they were catchier, they were bigger, they were sounding more anthemic. So yeah, I think Soen definitely got very successful with this sound, but for me this is not the sound the band needs going forward, and I really hope in the future they kind of embrace more of the sounds from Lotus and Lakeia. Still a record that I will probably listen to once or twice more this year, but I don't really see myself going back to it a lot more often, because there are probably gonna be a lot of other quality releases this year, and there's just not enough that sticks out for me. At least I have like maybe 2 more tracks added to the favorite songs playlist. So overall I'm thinking about maybe like a 3 out of 5 stars album for me. Definitely one of my least favorite albums by them, unfortunately. Maybe not as much as Memorial, but maybe their second worst album for me. Still a very enjoyable band overall, but this album doesn't do it for me. Let me know what you think about the album, and see ya.